car. Pick up another you call. In the parking lot in Tucson. Are you with me? In the fan with the roof gone. I pull up like Jimmy Neutron. Looking up, you get a move on. Like you haul, and I know we like to go slow, but we could go faster. Let me the password. Side city, you know what that means. I'm coming up on you quickly. Happy nice things. Slide, put me in the man tryna get in the bed. So I'ma get first instead. I know it's gonna make you bad. What would I do? If I didn't love you, babe? What would I do? If I didn't love you, babe? What would I do? If I didn't love you? Wanna be the one to give you what you want. Not the words you want, you say no more. Right around town with your hair down low. I know you like it when I tell you what you want. Everything what you doing, what you want. I can tell your friends if you don't want that. You like to go slow, but we could go faster. Let me the password. Slide city, you know what that means. I'm coming up on you quickly. Happy nice things. Slide, put me in the man tryna get in the bed. So I'ma get smashed instead. I know it's gonna make you mad. What would I do? If I didn't love you, babe? What would I do? If I didn't love you, babe? What would I do? If I didn't love you?
Pull up to the pregame, yeah. Pull up to the pregame. Pull up, pull up, pull up, pull up, hey, hey. Pull up to the pregame, yeah. Pull up to the pregame. Pull up, pull up, pull up, hey, hey. Catch a vibe.
Mic check 1 2 1 2. We are back. We are back with another episode of the Pregame Podcast. We lit, we live, and while y'all at it, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Look, y'all, I missed y'all last week, and I gotta tell you why I was gone last week. I got a valid reason why I was gone last week, but I'm so excited for y'all to be back here at the Pregame Podcast. If you're new here, welcome to your VIP pass to the fusion of sports and pop culture, where we talk about a little bit of everything, and we always keep it 100. All right. So make sure if y'all are not new here, go ahead and drop what I'm about to say in the chat, because you know what I'm about to ask you. But for those who are looking and saying like, where was Carlo last week? So for those who may not know, I'm a member of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated, and my line brother actually lost his father recently. And so I had to go to a funeral in Atlanta to support him. So I had to drop everything and make sure I was there for my good brother. So that's why I was out. Valid reason. But I'm super excited to be back here. But I'm not alone. I am not alone. Let me tell y'all, man, every time I do an introduction, it just hypes me up. This person is not, a stranger to the pod. This man is literally like, sometimes when you pull up at a pregame and it's your first time here, you got to introduce them to everybody. And you're like, oh, this is so-and-so, this is so-and-so. At this point in time, he got a key. He got a key to the house. You know what I'm saying? He just pull up and it's like, yo, whenever my boy want to show up, it's cool with that. You know what I'm saying? But if you don't know where he is, on Mondays, he's on Mint Street. And that's my guy, One Carolina, John Farmer.
Wow. Let's go.
What's good, my guy?
What's happening, man?
Hey, I can't call it, bro. I can't call it. I'm happy that you're here, man. I know it was a last minute pull, like reach out. I was like, yo, you know what? What's John doing? Let me reach out to him, man. It's been a minute, bro. How's everything on your end?
Man, good, man. I've been missing. I took a couple of weeks off,
Yeah.
Last Mint Street I done, I think was 2 weeks ago. Just kind of recouping, just going through, looking at the year and, seeing how some things that I might want to change, some stuff I might want to add and stuff like that. But, it's getting about draft season, free agent season, all that kind of stuff. So I'm getting ready to ramp back up. I'm actually thinking about launching a separate channel. I may talk about that a little bit further down the road, but for the here and now, man, just going, straight back into the One Carolina content for sure. But
that's what's up, man.
I appreciate it.
That's one thing I respect about you so much, bro. Like you really hone your craft. Like you're really always trying to find ways to elevate, to level up, to do things differently, to keep things fresh. That's dope, bro. It's just very, very inspiring.
I appreciate it, man.
Very, very inspiring, man.
Sure. Thank you, brother.
Yeah, absolutely, bro. I mean, I've said that to you before. I'll say it publicly as well. No, it's dope. It's dope to see, bro. So for those who are new, what we're about to do, if you ever been to a pregame, you never come up empty. You never pull up empty-handed. You always got to bring something. Here at the Pregame Podcast, what we mean by that is we don't want you to pull up with something tangible. We just want to kind of see what kind of vibe, what kind of energy, what kind of day you had. So I'm going to ask you what you're pulling up with. I'm going to start with John first. Everybody in the chat, make sure you put yours in the chat as well. But John, what kind of vibe, what you pulling up with today?
All right. As a current resident of South Carolina,
Okay.
I'm pulling up with North Carolina vibes because, 2626, man, you know what time it is. You know what I'm saying? So, man, I'm just pulling up with Tobacco Road, Mint Street, Road, Elizabeth Street and Asheville Road, Broadway Road, Patton Ave Road, Queen City, you know what I'm saying? Betty's Ford Road, you know what I'm saying? Like all that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what time it is tonight, man. You know what time it is tonight. And you can't forget about, obviously, Fayetteville, now the 2-6, man. So I'm pulling up with North Carolina vibes.
2-6. And remember everybody used to do that? Oh, the 2-6. And that's what's up, man. For me, man, I'm pulling up with, I don't know, man. I'm pulling up with some fire. You know what I mean? And the reason I'm pulling up some fire is it's been a minute. Sometimes when you're away from something that you really enjoy doing, and then sometimes you have that feeling of like, man, like, do I have the energy to do it again? And then you get in front of the mic or you are creating the content. You're like, yo, I'm super excited to do this again.
Yeah.
Sometimes when you're away, it shows you the passion that you have for what you do. And so I'm pulling with some fire, bro. We got a lot to talk about today.
Yes, indeed.
A lot to this. Even some stuff that's hot off the press that I don't have any slides or any pictures and visuals for, but we got to talk about because it's fresh. Let's get to it. It's a lot of different things. So first off, let's talk in the chat real quick. Do a little quick roll call. I see people in the chat. Liv, what's up with you? Hope you had a good day. Sierra, you riding with the song? Slide shit. It's a nice little vibe, nice little bop. My brother in the chat, what's good? Look, I was speaking my brother. When the intro video, I might go back to playing the whole intro. I've only got like 30 seconds of it, but I might have to go back to it because the verses are crazy. So I might have to pull that back up. You got love in the chat, people saying what's up with you.
What's good?
Doug in the chat, the hoodie is fire, John, is what he's saying. That hoodie is gas.
I appreciate that.
Hoodie is gas. Was that a Father's Day gift or was that something like a birthday? Like what was the?
It was, yeah, that was a Father's Day gift, man.
That's
and
dope.
So
I would have shed tears.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. I try to, I'm a tooth chipper. You know what time it is, but they had me on one that day, bro.
I love it, bro. They would have had me too, bro. Doug, what's good with you, bro? Hey, Doug, we got to get you on the show soon, bro. I got to hit you up. But yeah, everybody seems like they having a good time, man. This snow is crazy.
Hey, do y'all still have it on the ground down there?
A little bit. It's starting to melt a little bit. But where I am, I'm like in Denver, North Carolina. So that's where we moved. So like near Lake Norman. And we got close to like 10, 11 inches.
Wow.
So it was insane, bro.
Yeah, we got like 6 here. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was wild. I ain't seen nothing like that in a while, man. So we definitely played in the snow and we got a nice little hill close to my house, so we definitely sledded down the hill. It was hard to get up. I questioned like life for a minute, but it was fun. You know what I'm saying? It was fun. All right, so look, we got a ton to talk about today. Real quick, I want to walk through the agenda so people can get prepared of what we're gonna do.
Absolutely.
So at first, we always gonna start off with pregame reacts. This is the only part of the show that I do not share the agenda with everybody, right? So I want to get John's initial reaction from seeing some of these videos. Now, granted, he may have seen some of these already, and that's fine. But these are some things that went viral recently that I want to get his reaction on. Starting lineup tonight. Starting lineup. If you see my shirt, Muhammad Ali. It's a famous rapper that says something around like we the big three, but right now I'm feeling like Muhammad Ali. He got an album dropping tonight, midnight. You know what I'm saying? The Fall Off. I thought, you know what? In honor of the Fall Off, which may be his last album, his last project, why not do a starting lineup of the top 5 Cole projects? Top 5 J. Cole projects, right? This is your top 5. This is not what you think the world thinks the top 5 is. It's your top 5. So as we're going through the pregame reacts, make sure that you take time out to think through the J. Cole projects so that you can participate with us. As you all know, we love to engage with the audience on this podcast. The other thing we're going to talk about, a lot has been going on with sports, so we're definitely going to get into the NFL honors. We have predictions of who we think will win whatever award. We can talk about the Grammys, and then some other sports related and pop culture things. But I'm gonna just stop there and just say, like, hey, be prepared to jump in whenever you want to. So make sure that you have good thoughts. We'll put them on the screen. We'll respond to questions, all those fun things. You know how we get down. All right. You ready for the first thing, John?
Let's get to it.
All right, man. So pregame reacts. We got John in the building here at the Pregame Podcast. Here we go. So the first thing I want to do, man, it was a boxing match that recently happened, right? And so it was a boxer called Jarrell Miller. I don't know if you saw it, but we got to talk about it. So for those who haven't seen it, let's look at this quick clip, man. You know what I'm saying? I heard, the song Car Ain't Got No Roof. Let's talk about it.
That is going to make the rounds on social media as a cartoon.
Yo, dog.
Hey, and he still won this fight too, didn't he?
He still won the fight, dog. I ain't gonna hold you. He still won the fight. So here's the thing. I wasn't usually I like to watch boxing matches. You know what I'm saying? I didn't watch it this night. I decided to be the family guy and play games with the kids and all those different things. But this went viral on social media, and I said, "Yo, what? This man had a whole toupee." Now the crazy part they didn't show John in this particular video is when that happened and the round was over, he ended up taking off the toupee before the round started, threw it in the crowd, and then proceeded to win the fight, bro.
Oh,
what were your thoughts?
That's the only way you came back from it. That's why he came back. Man, okay, first let me say this, bro. Like, forget the toupee, who did the fade? Like, bro, I promise you that was Pam at Great Clips. I promise you.
Dog.
I promise.
The fade is horrible. The fade is horrible,
Awful.
dog. It's terrible.
Awful.
It's terrible. Bro, when I saw this, I said, yo, this might be the funniest thing that I have seen. Bro, this hit right here, like, look, we got to review the tape. We got to review the tape.
Run that back, Turbo.
Look at this, bro. This hit right there. This hit right here. Like, he knew. I think right here.
He already knew it was
this place
loose,
right here,
yeah.
he knew it was coming up already. He knew something, like this, something don't feel right here. I'm feeling a little bit more wind than I should in this case. And then he was like, yo, Pam from Great Clips really jacked me up, like you said. And then this hit right here, boom. First off, he felt that right in his mouth. And then, dog.
Look at that thing, bro.
Dog. Right there. Dog, that's
how you play that off. You know who they needed in there? What's the have you ever seen the video of that ref that be all serious? The one he be looking like yes, that's who they needed, bro. It would have said it.
Dog.
Oh my gosh.
Bro.
Hey, you ever seen the outtakes of Meet the Browns?
Yes.
You remember when Brown was like, when he was like getting them to sing a little C, he got doing like that with his head.
That's what it bro, that's exactly, bro. He got Mr. Brown. He got he said peeled his muffin cap back blue tonight. Yeah, that's what happened, bro. Bro, I saw that. I said, yo, that is crazy, bro. All right, so the next clip is so we talked about this offline, John, around the Joe and Jada podcast and how Fat Joe was kind of like hinting towards like he ain't really feeling J. Cole. He not really feeling what he got going on. So they interviewed Fat Joe on the red carpet of some particular event, and it was after the Grammys. So for those who didn't know or didn't watch the Grammys, Kendrick Lamar beat Jay-Z's record for the most Grammys for a rapper. It was 25. He is now at 26. It's really,
Shout
really
out to
dope.
Dot.
Shout out to Dot, man. That's my dog. Shout out to Dot. Fat Joe was then asked about how he feels about it. Let's pay attention to what he said, and then we're going to break this down.
Congratulations to him. I heard Jay-Z congratulated him. Yeah, you know, it just started giving young guys Grammys. You know, when we was coming up, you know, Flavor Flav was like, who gives a damn about a goddamn Grammy? Because they wasn't giving it to us. So just know, congratulations, Kendrick Lamar.
You know, one thing that I don't like, John, is a backhanded compliment. Or when you got to say back in my day type thing. Like, if you're going to congratulate someone, just congratulate them. That's what it is.
Yeah.
But like lately in this era or in this moment of time, am I tripping to say, John, that Fat Joe is hating these days? Like he seems like he's like on this hate train of like, oh, I ain't rocking with J. Cole, because of what he did. Oh, back in the day, they just giving Grammys out to people now. Like,
all right. So
what's your thoughts?
I'm gonna throw Joe a little bell because me and Joe, I hate to drop this, but we ain't too far apart in age. We close.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
I was outside during Joe's era.
Okay.
And I remember what that dynamic used to be like. Like, for example, DMX drops what was an absolute nuclear missile into the music game with It's Dark and Hell is Hot, right? And Jay-Z boycotted the Grammys because he wasn't even nominated, which was nuts. You know what I'm saying? And so now I feel like, because Isaac Hayes came out and said something that you definitely would consider as hate. You know what I'm saying? We talked about
for
the whole
sure
thing with the Grammy, you know, voting, you know, situation, whatever like that. And I do feel in some respects, Lo, I'm just being, you know, trying to be devil's advocate here, that what you're seeing now with the Grammys is a bit of it's like an overreaction. Because to me, like GNX was a fire album. And I know we'll get to that.
Yeah.
But there has never been a bigger crime in Grammy history than Kendrick not winning for Good Kid, Mad City, because that's one of the top 10 hip hop albums of all time. You know what I'm saying? And to get beat by Macklemore of all people, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I ain't trying to shoot at Macklemore, but you know what time it is, man. You know, and so I think that now there's an overreaction where when you hear say Drake, Kendrick is up in his mouth, somebody will give him a Grammy right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, it started to feel away. But with Joe and them, they just came up in an era where like hip hop was not viewed in a positive light at the Grammys by any stretch. It was a very new thing, you know what I'm saying? For this institution that had been around for decades before hip hop became what it became in his era, which many people were, you know, revert to as the golden era of hip hop during Joe's time, right? And so I get it to some respects, but at the same time, for you, I'm not going to tell you wrong to come off saying it sound like hate, because it really do. You know what I'm saying? But I do think that there should be just a little bit of perspective given with it. And I can't speak for Joe because I don't know Joe's, you know, mind and his heart, you know, as far as this is concerned. But when you just stack it up, when you don't know someone's motives, then you just go back to look at, okay, well, what have you said, you know, outside of that recently? And you start stacking it up, and I'll probably lean a little bit more in your direction. I'm just kind of providing some context to why he might be saying it or be on some hate stuff like that. But yeah.
Great context, bro. You know what I mean? Like breaking it down. I think the biggest thing for me, bro, and if I'm gonna keep it, look, I told you we're gonna keep it a buck. We're gonna tell our truth and how we feel. Has Fat Joe ever had a Grammy potential Grammy like rewarding song or deserving song or album?
I mean, if you want to stack it just depends on, because it's what are you okay, Lean Back definitely, right?
Yeah, that could have been record of the year.
But that was the 50 Cent era. You know what I'm saying? So like it was a lot out there. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't just and Lean Back wasn't just the 50 Cent era. Lean Back was also the T.I. era. You know what I'm saying? So it was a lot going on during that time, right? After that, I mean, he got other, like Joe always kept some joints. You know what I'm saying?
No,
like, but he got joints that you wouldn't really consider them to be like Grammy winning songs. You know what I'm saying?
I think that's the piece that I mentioned. Like he's got, don't get me wrong, Joe got hits.
Now, all the way up, I would say that, yes.
Yeah.
To me, Joe should have won for that, because to have, I mean, you could argue that might be, Lean Back was huge, man, but that might be Joe's biggest record, bro. And for that to happen that late in his career was incredible.
Out of this world,
You know what I'm
for
saying?
sure. For sure.
The only thing I will say though, Lo, is here's where the line is drawn with the question that you just asked. It's not, does Joe have a record that could do that? Does Joe have a record by himself that can do that? Because that's the difference. You see what I'm saying? Because when you look at these records that Joe does have, it's like Remy standing next to him on just about everyone. Terror Squad standing next to him on a lot of them. French was standing next to him on, you know what I'm saying, on the All the Way Up joint. So it's like Kendrick, he can do both. You know, TV Off was kind of his solo situation, but then they got it for Luther as well. So you know, I get what you're saying though.
Yeah, but I think one thing too, and we don't have to go here right now. It's a deeper conversation of like who is voting at the Grammys, how all that is set up, and all those different things in terms of like the odds are stacked against rappers and hip hop and things of that nature. However, I think the biggest part that I have an issue with is growing up, these rappers, the Joes, the DMXs, all those people was always upset about how the older generation was not giving them their flowers, or just like not really embracing them and saying like, you know, the term that everyone talks about back in my day, and now the rappers that we grew up with are now doing the same thing, and it's like this cycle that we're seeing, the snowball effect of like we're becoming the things that we disliked growing up, where they're becoming the things that they always talked about. So the biggest thing that I'm like, I don't like the backhanded compliment of saying like, oh, they're just giving it out. Like the way he said it, I'm just like, yo, at the end of the day, like, especially with Dot, like he deserved every Grammy that he got, and he should have more if we're being honest. You know what I mean? So that's just one thing that I thought was very, very interesting in terms of how he said it. You know what I mean? Like sometimes people say it's not what you say, it's how you say it.
It's how you say it, yeah. And look, you know, here's another thing too, man. Like sometimes, unfortunately, in life, you don't always get to enjoy the fruits of the road that you paved, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, when Joe and them was coming up, man, like hip hop, not necessarily because the genre was changing, but it was more the boardroom was changing. You know what I'm saying? Def Jam was a conglomerate, and then you had all these like Southern things that started to come up. The deals started to look different. You know what I'm saying? More money, you know, being pumped into it, you know, and then eventually, you know, what ended up happening, like we said, is that the Grammy started taking notice of like, hey man, this black dollar really do spend. You know what I'm saying? And like they really do make some noise out here, and it's culturally relevant. I don't see how you just seen that, because black music is American music. You know what I'm saying? But you know, it is what it is. It's just, you know how that goes. That's a whole deeper conversation.
For sure.
But like these guys, like this next generation of rap, like one thing that I really love is that you're getting to see like guys like Joe, guys like the Clips, and you know others start to do the same thing that they do in rock and roll with like the Stones and you know all these different groups from back in the day that still tour and still like sell out stadiums and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And like this generation of rappers are the first ones that really get to do that. Yeah. And it's like some of those guys might be looking at, man, you don't know, because like you got to think too, bro. Joe came up in New York. You know what I'm saying? And this was before the internet, man. Like, you know, I saw your brother in the chat talking, and I listened to some of your brother's music, and your brother, you know what I'm saying, he got it, man. And so
he right.
But it's so much easier for somebody like your brother now, because the internet is like the great equalizer, right? Whereas when Joe came up in New York, man, it's like
you just had to be hot. You had to be that
guy.
Period.
Period. I was just listening to FloJo the other day, and I was like, man, Joe was really like that back then.
No, he was good. No, he was, and I definitely I'm not trying to disrespect him by any means. Like I want to pay homage to the greats, you know what I mean? But I just don't like when they do things like this of like don't compare what happened. Like your situation then is not the situation now, and
couldn't be more different. Yeah, I agree.
Don't compare it. Like it is what it is, but just be grateful for you creating the avenue or the lane or, you know, the pathway for these rappers now to be great, and just understand the legacy that you created, or understand the path that you created for these other rappers. Understand that you built that, and be cool with that. But you ain't got to say, oh, back in like we know. Let other people get it. We get it.
Yeah.
So that I think that's my only piece on it. But I got some other things for you, John. This is the last pregame react piece. Now, here's
Yeah,
the
go
thing,
ahead.
real quick, context wise.
Mhm.
One of my dreams is to do at one. I don't even say one time, but hopefully soon. And then if it goes well, I'll continue to do it. Is be on Radio Row for
Okay.
Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I would enjoy doing radio. I think one thing I enjoy doing is interviewing people and just like
Mhm.
really digging in and asking questions and just kind of interacting. There, I've had a chance to interview Rev Run. I had a chance to interview Doug Middleton, a lot of different people, and so
Oh wow.
I enjoy like doing interviews and things of that nature. And
Mhm.
just to be able to be on Radio Row and then just people walking by and you don't know who you're gonna get. Like everybody's there. I think it'd be really
Yeah.
really dope. And so what I like to do is I like to go to different shows on either YouTube, whatever it may be, and just kind of
Mhm.
watch the interactions and what they do at Radio Row. So I happened to go on Matthew Berry, who used to be on ESPN. He used to be the big fantasy guy. I
Mhm.
happened to look at his his show, and he had T-Mac on there. So I was like, okay, cool. Let's watch T-Mac. And him and his co-host mentioned something which I thought was very interesting, and I want to get your initial reaction. I'm not sure if you saw this, but let's take a look at this.
I have a favor to ask. Will you next time you talk to Jalen Coker, because we're also big fans of Jalen Coker, what I'm trying to make a thing is that all the fans of Jalen Coker that were the cokeheads, the cokeheads. So just see if we can get Jalen on board with that. Cokeheads unite.
Like his fan club.
His fan club.
specifically.
People that are big fans of Jalen Coker.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people are big fans of him. You know, I've heard the cokehead thing thrown around a little bit more.
We
say it way too much.
Yeah, I don't
try
know
to make
if
it a
we're allowed
thing.
to say that or anything like that.
No, we're trying to make it. That's his last name. And after that playoff game, I'm sure he's got a lot more fans.
Not Matthew Berry trying to sit there and act like they're trying to make it a thing. Here's my thing, bro. This is a thing that kind of makes me a little upset sometimes with national media. Is like I think that we should try to they should give credit where credit is due. And Panthers Twitter were the ones that created Coke Boys, Coke Heads, things of that nature. And the fact that, like, to me personally, this is how I took it. And if I'm wrong, please correct me. But the way I took it is like they're trying to make it a thing. They're trying to say that we were the ones that stamped Coke Heads and we're going to make it a big thing. Am I wrong to assume that, John, before I turn up?
All right. Well, let me ask you this: you trying to pie? You trying to pie? Or you trying to pie, man?
I mean, look, I'm just being. I saw this clip and I said, "Yo, I don't think I've seen anybody on Twitter talk about this," and I'm not sure if I like the. And I mean, what T Mac said was like, "Yo, we've seen it," but he was like, "We're trying to make it a thing." Like.
All right. So I'll put it.
Let's pod.
All right, bet. Because I'll keep it short and simple. Put this in the same category of them talking about Unc being uncool. Have you seen that?
No.
You ain't seen that floating around?
No.
Oh, man. Well,
I did not.
I'll put it to you like this. And it's some people in the chat probably know what I'm talking about. When they trying to take Unc and say Unc mean Lo, if I say I say Unc, what you think that means, bro?
Yeah, that's uncle. Like, I mean, that means like in terms of how old you are. Like Unc, you got Unc, you got Big Bro, you got OG. Like we talked about this on the pod before, like your age and based on where you are. But Unc stands for uncle. Like that means like you OG, you old. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what look. Salute to JJ. That's what he called me.
Yeah.
When I talked to JJ, JJ on the phone. What's up, OG? You know what I'm saying? What's good, Unc? You know what I'm saying? Whatever. Like it's what it is, and I'm cool with that because I'm old enough to probably be JJ's pops. You know what I'm saying? If we're just keeping it real, right? But uncool.
I did not.
You gotta go watch that. You gotta go watch it for yourself. Yeah, I'm sure it's some people in the chat that probably know what I'm talking about.
That's
Put
crazy.
this in that category. Once you go look that up, then you'll know what I mean. You'll probably call me laughing like, bro, you are.
Yo, that's crazy. I did not know this.
Just you know, gentrifying the slang, bro. You know what I'm saying? So you know what time it is. So, but you know, of course, people they always gonna try to latch onto something. Now, I saw something Sheena said. Sheena tweeted this. This wasn't even like maybe 2 or 3 hours ago.
Yeah,
and she was like, she said she appreciate, you know, being on Radio Row and all that kind of stuff, which I thought was dope. You know what I'm saying? They, you know, being out there or whatever. But like nobody really covers the Panthers the way that the Panthers people cover it. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Starting with them going down to us. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't cover it the same, man. Like because I don't know if it's anything to do with small market because I see other teams that get covered better than us, man. Kansas City ain't a huge market. You know what I'm saying?
but they're
Now,
winning.
granted, they're winning, of course. You know, granted, yeah. But I mean, the only thing that I'll say, man, is like I think people got to do a better job of making sure that they protect the IP. Because that's the nature of capitalism, man. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't look, Lo, I ain't about to sit here and be like I'm no anti-capitalist, man. I ain't trying to get into politics like that.
No, that's I get what you're saying though.
But that's just kind of how a free market society works. You know what I'm saying? If an idea is out there and you don't protect the idea, I mean, look at my man with the tenderisms. You know what I'm saying? Like or tendenisms, you know, or whatever.
That's sad. It's sad to watch, bro. I ain't gonna hold you.
It really was, man. And I mean, the saddest thing is like this man don't really want. It would have been worse. I mean, it wouldn't have been so bad if he would have let Buddy give him the money. You know what I'm saying? Like if he'd have let what's his name? Keith. Whatever.
I know you're talking about Keith Lee.
Yeah. Keith Lee. Yeah. If he'd have let him give him the money, then that it's different. You know what I'm saying? But the fact that you like take the bag and you go copyright the man, you know what I'm saying? A little saying or whatever,
and you got an issue with you want to be the star. You want to be the one in the video, dancing all your video. Also, they stop.
Look,
that's crazy.
Get to it. But you know, and it was a coffee shop, man, and they helped the man out to get, you know what I'm saying? Like they brought him in and he kind of was like, hey man, you try this like ribs thing or whatever, and then he becomes a viral sensation. But again, with capitalism, bro, it's a free market society. So you got to learn how to protect the ideas, protect your IP, man. That's really the biggest thing. Protect your IP.
No, that's a bar, bro. And I think that's what it is. I think the biggest thing is like I've seen one of the games, I think it was a Bucks game we played. They talked about the Carolina Reaper, things like that. Like those are things that Panthers Twitter has created. And I'm not saying that I created by any means. I did not create any of those things, but I just wish that some of these people would get the credit they deserve for some of the awesome creative ideas that they had. But I saw that and I was like, yo, like that's crazy that you sitting there saying we're trying to make it a thing. Like it was already a thing. And Jalen Coker was even asked about that from Vashti last year. With like, hey, people calling you Coke boys, how you feel about that? Like, why are you trying to do it just based off of one game that you saw him do that was nationally televised because it's the playoffs, and now you're trying to make it a thing? Like, no, we've been doing that. Like that, it just kind of made me upset. One thing I want to say, two people in the chat I want to talk about real quick. My guy Ricky is on. He said he late tonight. What up, John? Ricky the GOAT, bro. That's my dog, bro. Ricky is the man.
Hey, this Ricky time of year, boy.
Oh, bro, I love it. I love
draft profile and all that kind of stuff, man.
That draft
I'm waiting for it. Yeah, man, I'm waiting for it.
I know it took you forever to do, and if you do it again, bro, I hope you make people pay for it, and I will pay for it. It was dope, bro. Yeah, I hope you got something coming, and if you don't, hit my line because I have ideas, Ricky. Let me know. Let me know.
Proud to pay.
No, for sure. But yeah, so all right. So starting lineup. You ready?
Let's get it.
Starting lineup for those who are just coming on. We're gonna do the top 5 J. Cole projects. Your top 5, not the top 5, not the people's top 5. Your top 5 J. Cole projects. And keep in mind, words matter. I'm saying projects. I didn't say albums. I said projects because you can go from a mixtape to a compilation to whatever. Your top 5. Let's get into it.
And now the starting lineup.
All right. Starting lineup, top 5 J. Cole projects. We're going to go, for those who are new, we're going to go 5 to 1. 5 being your least, that's in your top 5, and then number 1 being your number 1 top J. Cole project. This is coming up with the fall off. We're excited. It's coming out, dropping midnight. I hope y'all excited like I am. It's going to be good. A double album. We ain't had one of them in a minute. So I'm super excited, but we're going to get started. John, would you do the favors, my guy, of number 5 J. Cole project for you?
Number 5 for me would be For Your Eyes Only. Man, and that's tough. I'm gonna be honest, like that, even that's tough because,
No, it's funny. It's funny, and I'll explain why later. Go ahead. You have a
Yeah.
reason? You have any reason that you want to say? You don't have to. You can just say it. But if you have a reason, if you want to explain
Well,
yourself to the jury, you can.
I feel like it was, and I know some people may, disagree with this, but to me, that album felt like Cole trying to find himself a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And took some veil shots on the false prophets, all that kind of stuff. But like, which I thought was dope. Don't get me wrong. But it was like, it was me trying to get used to this version of Cole that wasn't, I guess if you would call it quote unquote commercialized.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm stripping everything down.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's just bars. It's my production. This was really where it was like, to me, I was just kind of asking for like some more outside production, go a little bit. And this was a little bit before, obviously the T minus. I feel like when Middle Child hit, like that completely changed how people view Cole in the industry. You know what I'm saying? And this was, before that, obviously. So, and I mean, don't get me wrong, Cole was still, features was crazy. One of my favorite Cole features around that time was a song, because I'm an R&B head, man. Like I listen to a lot of rap, but I'm really an R&B head at heart.
I think you about to say what I think you about to say. It's about to be hilarious.
The joint he did with Janet Jackson. Yeah. The No Sleep. Man, that song is crazy, bro. And so, I would have just, I like to see stuff like that, man. Like I would have loved to seen Cole put some stuff like that on the album. You know what I'm saying? And it not be just so like, granola. Lack of better. But yeah,
okay.
I would say that.
All right. Chat, make sure y'all dropping y'all top 5. I see y'all coming in here, which is dope. So for me, it's funny. The reason I made the face because my number 5 is For Your Eyes Only as well.
Ah, okay.
So to answer the question, Ricky, we are doing it's projects. So tapes, compilations, whatever. Any project that J. Cole has come out with, you can put that in your rankings. So I definitely want to get into that. For me, the reason why I have For Your Eyes Only, first off, I love the concept of an album. I'm a big, I love albums that have concepts. I think that it when I think of albums, I think of it as art. And so I love when everything comes together in one album. And the fact that you think about the context of why he created For Your Eyes Only with his Fayetteville brother of his died and asked him to do this, and he decided to basically say you know what, I'm going to make this in honor of him. And it was a storyline to it. Even the song For Your Eyes Only is such a deep song. Neighbors, which is a lived experience for him, was really dope. Like the only thing that I disliked, and this is just me personally, that I disliked about For Your Eyes Only was the fact that it was so daggone short. It was so short for me. It was too easy to get through. But the fact that it was a concept, and I feel like it was really a moment for us to really dig into J. Cole's upbringing and who he was with and how he feels about racial injustice, social, economic statuses, things of that nature, things that people really go through either in Fayetteville or just in America, and how I feel about it, and how your upbringing can determine how you portray or see life. I thought it was really, really dope. So that's why I have it at 5. For Your Eyes Only was really good, but it was short, but it was good.
I like it.
Number 4, John.
Number 4. Oh man, this was. So you gonna have the J. Cole fans in the chat killing me because
I mean, look, it's like I said, this is your top 5, bro. You know what I mean? And just to give you context too, while you're thinking about it, this is interesting for me because J. Cole, I'll save what I'm about to say later. I'll save that for when I talk about something that's on there. So I'll save what I'm about to say. Go for it. Number 4.
Number 4. Oh, this is tough. KOD.
Okay.
Some people might rank KOD a lot higher. I like KOD. I thought it was a really dope album. That's what makes it so hard because none of these albums are bad. It's my own personal preference of what I would listen to. So, I'd put KOD at number 4. I really like the production. Cole was kind of, setting. This is where he kind of, to me, was kind of setting himself as one of them ones. yeah, y'all really my sons out here for real. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I like KOD at number 4.
I like it. You know, you want to know something crazy, bro? I don't have KOD in my top 5.
Really?
Yeah. And
Okay.
it was
Good
hard. It
tell.
was hard for me because it was between For Your Eyes Only and KOD. Though I was struggling with that for the last like day or so, where I was like going back and I was like, yo, like where do I have? Because I love KOD. I think it's great. There was a time where like people compared KOD to Kendrick's Damn. And it was like, is this the same thing? Is he trying to copy what Kendrick did? I don't know about that, but it does have the same kind of like
Similar
concept to
cadences.
it.
Yeah.
Similar concept. But I thought it was it's a great album, and I will go back and listen to it. Like there's a lot of songs on there where I'm like, yo, I will go back and listen to that. But it was hard for me to put it in top 5, if I'm being honest. So yeah,
That's fair.
Interesting that you put it there.
Where you at number 4?
Number 4 for me, bro, Off Season.
Okay.
The Off Season.
Yeah, I see. There was a couple other people saying the same thing.
Yeah. Somebody said you breaking my heart. I'm sorry. I think you probably got KOD high. I'm sorry. Number 4, Off Season for me. I love the Off Season for a lot of different reasons. I think for me, I love like for J. Cole was known to have the basketball terminology with all the things that he did because he played basketball at St. John's. So like the Off Season to me, it showed like, okay, everybody think you the off season you taking breaks, but no, I'm perfecting my craft. I'm trying to get better in this art, things of that nature. And I appreciated that. And I thought it was so good. Like the flows, the bars, everything just felt right in that song. And I was like, when I remember, and I usually when I'm thinking about albums or songs, one thing I love about music is like when I hear a song, I try to reminisce on what I felt the first time I heard that song. And like where I was, what I was doing, how I felt when I first experienced that song. And when I remember to this day, like sitting on the couch, and when Off Season came out, I was playing it in my soundbar speakers. And usually, John, I have a rule of how I listen to albums. How I listen to albums usually are either 1 in the car or 2 with over-the-ear headphones.
Yeah.
I can't do the AirPods. I need over the ear so I can hear everything sonically, the 808s, everything that you put into the album or in the car. And for that album, I did not do it. I actually played it out loud in my living room, and I was sitting there on the couch like, yo, this is crazy. And so I just remember me breaking my rule, but enjoying the process. And so I got Off Season at 4.
Okay. I like that.
All right, so people in the chat, I see Ricky said he got For Your Eyes Only at 4, which is interesting. Revenge, which one? The first one, the second one, or the third one? Doug, I'm curious about that. But yeah, let's get on to 3.
All right. Number 3. Born Sinner.
I'm a born sinner. That
Yeah, that kind of set it. That set him to me like, I know it's more commercial, but like I said, I guess I may be different in this. I like when people try to like find their version of a hit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really like that. Now I know a lot of people may not, but I enjoy that just because it, like, I would have loved to have heard J. Cole do like more Timbaland sounding records, you know what I'm saying, and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I mean, that's just the era I came up in, or J. Cole and Swizz and, you know, stuff like that. Like I heard a joint with Nipsey and Swizz that was kind of like a little under the radar joint that happened like right before he died. And I was like, man, Nip was about to be out of here, bro. He
was. He really was, bro. Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, bro. But he was about to be out of here. I ain't gonna hold you.
But, you know, Power Trip, you know, obviously this where you got, you know what I'm saying, a lot of this where all the ones, you know what I'm saying, Crooked Smile, you know what I'm saying, Forbidden Fruit, you know, Runaway, you know, so I mean, you know, it was just one of them ones. So yeah.
This one was a tough one for me. I struggled with the top 3.
Mhm.
I went back and forth on it. I have to put number 3, Friday Night Lights, and it's tough. It's tough for me because that's the album that to me that like he took off. He took off. Like I remember 2010 in college, Friday Night Lights dropping, and like that's all you heard throughout the campus. Every dorm room was playing Friday Night Lights. Everybody knew the words. Like I can literally pick a song like Back to the Topic on Friday Night Lights. I can still to this day rap bar for bar. I would not miss a word. I would not miss a bar. Like that's how much I listened to that growing up. But the other 2 that I have up there, to me, from a full project, a full piece of art, I got a little bit more. But for me, like Friday Night Lights has a special place in my heart. It's one of those mixtapes that will remain like a bona fide classic to me.
Wasn't Enchanted? Which one of those records was the one that Jay heard? Because one of those made it to this, if not quite a few of them. But there was one that Jay heard before he actually went by J. Cole. This is when he went by like Immortal. Before the name switch. And I'm not sure exactly which one it was that he heard. I could be wrong.
I'm not sure, to be honest with you.
Okay. All right.
But if he did hear Enchanted, that's a fire song.
It makes sense.
It might be Enchanted. I mean, it could be. I don't think it was Blow Up. It could be. I mean, there's so many good songs on that one, bro. Too Deep for the Intro. Like even that, just like.
Yeah, I got a really interesting take about Cole when we get done with this. Like once we get done with this, but go ahead.
All right. So number 2, that's you.
Number 2 for me would be Friday Night Lights. So I would put that at number 2, and I know many people. I saw Ricky said that would be number 1. But
yeah,
number
I saw
1
that.
for me,
which I'm not okay. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with Friday Night Lights being there. So there it is. Shout out to Chaz. It was Lights Please. That's what he heard.
Lights Please from Cold World. Okay.
Yeah, that's my jam.
Yeah. I mean, I don't really have much more to add than to what you said. Like 2010, I don't often get to talk about my background until I come to a platform like this. Like, shout out to the Pregame. Like, I love this, man. But because everybody at different periods of my life, people knew me for specific things, right? Mm-hmm. So if we go back to 2002, people knew me because I was a singer. You know what I'm saying? Like I had the privilege of singing at Carnegie Hall, you know what I'm saying, and stuff like that in New York and whatever. And, that was a lot of fun. But I also rap, so there's a lot of people that know me for, rap. But most people knew me for music. Then people started knowing me for like film, right? And so I actually had a pleasure around this time. It's about 2 years later, actually. I met J. Cole once in the parking lot of all places of Onyx in Charlotte. Now, I'm not usually somebody that frequents Charlotte like that, but I was working with some guys down there at this time. And what made me a fan was just how cool he was. He knew somebody that I knew that I was with, right? And we all just kind of, I don't think it was the Club Paradise tour, but it was when Drake was on tour with French Montana, and I think Cole might have been like an opener or something like that. And it was during that time. Yeah. Maybe let's say 12, 13, something like that.
So maybe like the Take Care time.
Yeah.
After that.
And honestly, I'm gonna tell you, you're gonna be mad at me, man, because I was late to the Cole party. You know what I'm saying? Because I really was only paying attention to what I was doing and then a couple other things that I liked that were inspiring to me, right? And my theory that I'll tell you at the end of this is probably the reason why, if I'm just being honest with you. But he was like the coolest guy, man. Like super humble. He came over, was talking, "What's up, man?" Dapped him up, whatever. And I'm like, I knew who he was, obviously, but he just didn't present himself as somebody that was who he was. Yeah. And that kind of bleeds through the music. And you hear the passion. You know what I'm saying? Like the Friday Night Lights intro, just the passionate MC that he was, kind of fighting this duality between like, am I a sports guy? Am I a rapper? You know what I'm saying? Like, which one of these do I want to be or whatever? And he kind of gets caught up in this world that like, it don't really take him by surprise, but like once you start seeing the inner workings of the industry, it kind of does. You know what I'm saying? And so, it just, for me, it's just like, there's nothing better than the first studio, you know what I'm saying, project that people like recognize you for. Yeah. And I think that's pretty dope. And And not to mention there was so him and Jay were kind of fighting over like what single to put out.
Yeah.
And he kind of pushed back to Jay like, "No, I want to put this out." Jay like, "No, you should do this or what." And so I thought that was pretty dope too, which is again going to go into my theory when we get done with this, but go ahead.
Love it. I love it. So number 2 for me is Born Center. Born Center for me, the reason I love Born Center so much, and I know people talk about the deluxe is very long, but I love a lot of songs off there. But I was hip. I was hip to the J. Cole train from like, the come up, the warm up, Friday Night Lights. And when he dropped Cold World Sideline Story, I was like, yo, like this ain't what I was expecting from a debut album, Cole.
Mm-hmm.
Like I wanted more. And he talks about it too. He talked about it openly of like, I didn't do what I wanted to do in that on that album. And you kind of mentioned it around like, okay, now you're with the label, and now the label has some say so on what the singles are, what songs are gonna be on the album, things of that nature. But with Born Center, I feel like he was like, nah, I'm about to turn up. Like he knew he had to come back hard with it. And the only little knock I would give is like with Born Center, I felt like he was fighting to find that hit, that single. Like a lot of those songs have been like, that could be a single. He was trying to find a hit, but the rapping and the bars were there. And and what he was talking about, the concepts and the songs, everything was good. So Born Center for me is 2. All right. Final one. So number 1 for you.
All right. So and this obviously makes it easy for me. 2014 Forest Hills Drive. And
absolutely,
let me tell you why. It's for 2 reasons. No Role Models goes without saying, right? And one of the best produced songs, one of the most recognizable. No Role Models to me has become as recognizable in hip hop as Joe Budden's Pump It Up. You know what I'm saying? Like it really is. Like it's one of those timeless records. But that's not what made me catapulted to number 1 and made me fall in love with it. Let me tell you what did. I love live music, Lo. Love live music. And I love when people do things differently than what you would see them do. If they were like, because it's much more intimate.
Yeah.
You got much more time. I can do more with the record, right? And when I listen to this album, I will literally go through, every song or whatever. And when I get done with Apparently, which I love, by the way, like, Apparently, the harmonies at the beginning of Apparently, like I've listened to that song over and over again just to be like, listen to the stacked harmonies and like all that kind of stuff. I'm like, God, this is just a masterpiece.
Yeah.
And then that jacket was mad fly that he was wearing in the video.
Gas.
But Love Yours. What made me put this at number 1,
bro,
what he does with Love Yours live, like he'll go through it. Like I play bass guitar, like, and I'll listen to like, how the bass is kind of vibing. And then he brings in an electric guitar when he's going through the second part of the buildup of the verses. And it's like a dun, 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 and it's somebody playing the guitar in octaves. And I'm gonna tell you something, man. Like nothing makes me more emotional than like music. My children do, things like that.
Yeah.
When I heard this live for the first time, hearing it on the bigs, hearing what he was doing with the guitars, hearing the people singing in the background during that part that I'm talking about, like harmonizing the background, bro, my eyes were watering up. I was like, this is nuts. Like I'm telling, I just love music. I get goosebumps just thinking about it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, I'll go back and listen to this album just for that alone. But like I said, when I get to that, I'll listen. Like the best version of him doing that I heard was the one that he did in Fayetteville when he came back home and did the song when he was standing on the house and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And then not this past Dreamville, but the one before. And then honorable mention was when he did it at the All-Star game that year.
Yep.
Yeah. It was just, man, it's just incredible.
Cole has already said that that's his favorite song he's written is Love Yours. I mean, it's an amazing song from beginning to end. Amazing song. Forest Hills Drive is my number 1 as well. I remember like hearing that album, and this is when me and one of my fraternity brothers, we were living together. We had an apartment and we were living together and we were playing it This is another song. 2 J. Cole albums I played out loud to break my rule, John. And we literally played it in our living room over and over and over again. And I was like, yo, this album is incredible from beginning to end.
Insane.
And just like how he from beginning, how you started with January 28th to how you ended is just an amazing story of just like who J. Cole is and where he came from. It was absolutely incredible. Before we go on to NFL honors stuff, your theory. Let's hear it.
My theory. Not really a theory as much as an homage.
Okay.
To J. Cole, if you will, right?
Yeah.
I remember the first time I saw Cole. I was in the studio in 2008, and outside of the studio, I was recording, and then you come out of the studio and you got magazines and all this kind of stuff. And there was a Source magazine, and he was on the cover of it. And this was in 08, right? And it was like, who is J. Cole? And I asked myself the same question. And then it was like the NCMC, and I was like, NC? And so I picked it up and I opened it up, and it's like, Fayetteville? Like, I know some people in Fayetteville. Like, wait, what? So I'm calling. I'm like, yo, who is this J. Cole? Calling my people. They know his family, but they don't really know him that well, right?
Yeah.
And so I'm like, man, and Jay signed him as like his first artist on this new like Rock Nation imprint or whatever. Like, okay, this is dope. But then it's like I seen less and less and less of him. And you know who I seen more and more of? Drake. And it wasn't who I seen more of Drake around. I mean, it wasn't the fact that I seen more of Drake, is who I seen him around. I feel like, and Flex called this out when Flex was going through his riff with Jay. I think it's an actual homage to J. Cole for where he was to where he got to, which is why I think you've seen 7 Minute Drill, because it was like him and Kendrick was mad cool, man.
Oh, for
and
sure.
It's like, he said something, and he said, how ironic, soon as I got it, now you want something with me. Do you know what it took for me to get here, bro? Do you really know? Because I feel like J. Cole got signed because labels have to allocate money somewhere. Drake said once on a mixtape, don't forget to tell him how I'm hella nice and how I got approached to sign to Rockefeller twice.
Yeah.
That's who Jay really wanted. And because he didn't get him, I got to allocate that budget somewhere. So somebody brought somebody to me that I really think, I'm like, yo, I like this kid.
Yep.
One feature?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, this supposed to be your protege?
Yeah.
Or, you see what I'm saying? So it's like, for him to be, and for him to take creative control over his career. And then you move forward and we get this, mixtape with Clue, and he dropped that whole, one of the so-called GOATs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm like,
I will say this though. I don't think that I'm not taking the one of so-called GOATs as a diss. I'm taking it as, with that song, he's breaking down how he felt during that time. And he said it in what song? He's like, I was listening to Pac and I was like, F Jigga, F Biggie. I was only like 11, so forgive me. So he's talking about in that Diss 2 track 2, which now we know is called The Fall Off is Inevitable. He's talking about how he felt during that time when he was young, of saying like, I didn't like Jay at that time because I was listening to Pop. You know what I mean? So I think when he was in that, he was talking about his life and where he was at that time. So he was saying one of the so-called GOATs. I don't think he was thinking of like how he feels about it right now. That's my opinion.
And look, theories abound, right? Why put that in there though?
Because that's how he felt. He said it before of like, this is how I felt around to Jay-Z at that time. I don't feel that way now, but hey, we'll listen to The Fall Off at midnight and see if there's more.
Hey man, I ain't gonna lie. Let me just keep it a buck.
Let's talk.
I'm not one of those people, like, when you talk about, I understand. I think people take this whole like, apology or whatever, like, that it is too far, because I do kind of understand what people are saying, like, dog, don't come apologize and then come back telling us how you'll smoke every MC. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get that. I just hope, I know it's going to be some of those bars in there.
For sure.
I don't know what your man was trying to say at the Grammys the other night when he had his hand wrapped in boxer tape, but it looked to me like bro, about to come
Terrence
back
Crawford.
outside.
I'm
Yeah.
Terrence Crawford.
Like he about to come back out whooping feet as he is off the porch. I just hope this time, I don't think it had to go personal between them two. And I think that they sort of cool now, right? But I'm just hoping Cole, just put on, bro. Just put on, man.
Yeah. So here's a question before we go into the NFL honors. Here's a question. He said, y'all think, this is from my brother Chaz. He said, y'all think it's going to be some big features tonight for the last one, or you think it's going to be mainly him?
Your
this
thoughts.
Is tough. Here's my thoughts. I would not be surprised if it's features on here. But here's my biggest thing. He said it before. It's he said it on, I think it was on I think it was off season. He was like, some people ain't worthy to be on my ish. I would be okay with it just being him. J. Cole has been known to do numbers with just him. Like he broke records of it just being him on his album, starting with Forest Hills Drive. So I would be A-okay if it's just him. But 21 songs or 22 songs, I can't remember how many it is, of just you, can people do it? Will people be interested in that? I don't know. I would, because I think he has the lyricism to do it. So I'm going into this album saying it's just him, and I love when artists hide the features at first, because when I'm listening to it the first time and I hear a voice, I'm like, oh, this is so and so. I'll be okay with it if it wasn't just him.
I think it's going to be a humongous feature. If this is the last album, I fully expect that Jay is going to be on this album.
He needs to.
Yeah,
he does.
Because he need to quiet my brain. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm just keeping it a buck, bro. In what world, Lo, have you seen somebody sign somebody? Okay, let's just say the shot wasn't at Jay, right?
Yeah.
I have literally watched you chasing my competition's tail my entire career. Name a project. Okay, I could maybe one that Jay wasn't on of Drake's. You know what I'm saying? That he didn't have a big feature on.
Yeah, I think Take Care. Take Care is the only one he wasn't. He was on. He was on Nothing Was the Same.
Yep.
Well, he was with Pound Cake.
Pound Cake. He was on the first album.
He was on the first album.
Light Up.
And he was on. He had another one too. Never Had a Lot. This Is All I Need.
Yeah, that's on
R.I.P. That's
CLB.
He had three songs with Jay. J. Cole got one. Kendrick got one.
And Kendrick Compton, though. You know what I'm saying? So that's a whole different element. And not to mention, you talking about features on they records,
right?
Not on yours. Star is Born. You see what I mean? So what is really going on here?
That's a good point. That's a good point, John.
You see what I mean? What is really going on here? Do you not like the fact that he said I let Nas down? Because that's what it feels like. Because there's that whole theory that every time Nas dropped, Jay would just drop out of nowhere.
Yeah, but even after that, bro, Jay-Z and Nas have a song together on Magna Carta Holy Grail.
Yeah.
You might be John. I didn't think of it like this, bro, but you might be onto something. I'm curious to see, bro. We'll find out in a few hours.
Yeah, we're gonna find out. Hey, your brother said Big J Pac all had doubles. Hey, you missing one, dog. You missing a double that was like that in the streets when I was outside, and that is The Last Don, Master P, P and Bone. I'm trying to tell you, Master P had the streets on fire.
On fire.
Yeah.
All right, man. So look, 9:00 is when the NFL honors starts. Let's go into some predictions, bro. Who you think's gonna win what? Let's start off with MVP, bro. MVP. We'll end it here because we are over time. But we got Josh Allen, Trevor Lawrence, Drake May, Christian McCaffrey, Matt Stafford. Chat, make sure y'all drop y'all's predictions in the chat as well. If you're a betting person, I hope you got your bets in. I don't really bet like that, but if you're a betting person, I hope you got your bets in. Hope you win some money, and don't spend it all in one place. John, who you got?
Stafford. Yeah, I think, him being an elder statesman, Drake May will have his opportunities. We might have Stafford for maybe one more year. We about got him out of here, which I love.
Yeah.
Really made him look the worst he's looked all year twice.
Yeah.
But except for that last drive, which we ain't gonna talk about. But yeah, I think it's Stafford. I don't even think it's close.
Yeah, I think it's closer than what we think, bro. To be honest with you, just because how people are going to vote. People loved Drake May this year. People are always going to vote for Josh Allen, no matter what he does. That's just the type of voting we have right now. But Stafford deserves it, bro. Stafford was cooking, bro, all year long. He led the league in yards and touchdowns. Like, bro, he had like over 40-something touchdowns. Like, he was cooking.
Yeah.
I got Stafford as well. Offensive Rookie of the Year. I'll go first here. It better be T-Mac. It better be T-Mac. Now, granted, I seen some things on Twitter.
What you see, Cole? I mean, with the Low. My bad. I'm calling Cole.
Oh, Jake.
What you see, Low?
Hey, I saw some Twitter rumblings of people saying that he's going to get it taken away because of some things that have happened recently. And I hate, and we talked about this. I'm gonna let you cook on next. So you mentioned that you want to talk about it, and I'll say my piece afterwards.
Oh, ain't really nothing to talk about. I was just gonna say shout out to my nigga T-Mac. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, hey, my nigga, look, you good. You know what I'm saying? Like the culture, you know the culture, know. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
straight like that. You know what I'm saying?
Hey.
My nigga Mac, you ain't about to win the MVP and like, hey, shout out to my nigga Gucci. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my nigga Gucci, you did? But yeah, that's it.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, that's a whole nother story, bro. I don't think it's anything. I saw one thing I want to say that was funny. It was funny. Who was? I think Vashai posted, but somebody tweeted that, bro, he's Polynesian. He's just a water nigga. Like he's in the water. I thought that was crazy. That was crazy when I saw that. Absolutely crazy.
They really like that though. Like, go look at Luvu and you know what I'm saying. All them ooses, man, they all like that. They all culture. You know what I'm saying. So yeah, shout out my nigga Mac.
But one thing I will say though, man, shout out to his team of like recognizing it and getting ahead of it, being proactive, making sure he said what he said, bro. But I think the biggest thing, bro, like everybody trying to this cancel culture, I'm so sick of, bro. That's a whole nother conversation about it. But he gonna win the offensive rookie of the year, and people gonna forget about it. But all I know is Tyler Shuck better not get it. That's all I know, bro. That's all I know.
Well, I know Pepsi or what. I don't know what that's worth. But
that's yeah. I mean, drink your Pepsi, bro. We don't care about no Pepsi. Who drink Pepsi? But that's just how I feel about it. So T-Mac, do you agree? Do you disagree?
Oh yeah. Nah, easy. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to my dog T-Mac, man. We gotta get Dill back on, man. It's real presidential around here. So I messaged him. He's gonna come back on soon. He's busy. You know, he's been working trying to getting the deals and everything for T-Mac, but he did mention he wants to come back on to do an interview and talk about the season and everything. So hopefully we can talk about winning Rookie of the Year with
that's
Dill.
what's up.
And hopefully, look, man, we'll see.
Hey,
We'll see if he has some guests.
Yeah. Hey, tell that nigga to come on, Dill.
Hey, man. You know what I mean? All right, so
hey, I'm gonna be on that all next year, bro. Like, hey, as soon as he go out, that nigga Mac, boy.
Yo, bro, that was, bro. He said, "Pick to the Baja." I was like, I like that. I'm gonna take that. I'm taking that. Every time somebody get in and says, "Pick to the Baja," okay? Defensive Rookie of the Year. Who you got?
Man, it's a
tough.
That's a good list.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
The top one, I'll probably say nah. But that Nick James and Carson or Xavier Watts too. But we watched them twice, so I'll probably go James, man. Like I really liked James coming out last year, man.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, a lot of people didn't, but and I think James felt the way because he wanted to come home and play. You could tell him and Jalen Walker. So
yeah,
But yeah, I mess with James, bro.
James
So
would have been good, bro. He would have been
Yeah.
good. I think that he shut up a lot of people in terms of he shut up a lot of people in terms of like people were concerned about his attitude and all the different things, but he shut a lot of people out leading the rookies in sacks. It's tough between I'm stuck between Nick and James, bro.
Nick, man, got him.
Nick is cold.
Yeah.
And it's funny because it's funny that he went to Seattle because he reminds me of a former Seahawks safety. He doesn't hit as hard as him, but like the body type in terms of
they
being
use him.
tall,
They use him a lot different. Yeah, they use him a lot different.
They definitely do. But I'm talking about in terms of like his physical build. That's it. I'm not saying his play type, but the physical build. He's not as big as Cam Chancellor. Not as big as Cam Chancellor, but he's as tall as Cam Chancellor. But Nick, I got to give it to Nick, man. I think I'm gonna have to give it to Nick.
Either that's like I said, that little 3-name stretch right there, man. You can go with any one of them.
You
man.
could and
Carson,
be okay.
Yeah, and I know. Look, from a size perspective, Carson is why. Like I'm getting ready to do some content on linebackers that I like. Carson, and I know they're not the same height, but he is the reason why I would not overthink Jacob Rodriguez. But let's keep going.
Ooh, I can't wait to tune in. I can't wait to tune in on that one.
Yeah,
that's a good one. All right, offensive player of the year. I'll go first on this one. I got JSN. JSN on this one. I could see them saying like if Drake May don't get this one, Drake May gets the offensive player of the year.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah,
I can see that happening, but I think JSN deserves this. I think he had an incredible year. The way that Clint Kubiak used him, not only in the outside but the slot, and then in the running back position, like in the backfield, like he was everywhere and he was just unstoppable. He is an incredible wide receiver. So my hope is that JSN wins that, but I can see them giving it to Drake May.
See, and JSN is why, to me, I wouldn't necessarily be off the board with another offensive piece. You know, I know you and me done had our disagreements about Liggett.
Oh, you trying to go there?
Man, we can get to it.
I'll just look. Hey, go ahead.
Okay,
finish your piece. Finish your piece.
Okay, I'm gonna say my piece, man. Like I get the whole thing about Liggett, man. But the thing is this, because they did this with Mac. I can't remember which game it was, but Mac lined up in the slot. It might have been against Atlanta, that second Atlanta game.
Yeah,
and he had like a ton of slot snaps or whatever. Moving him around like that, like that's the new wide receiver in the NFL.
Yes.
Like you kind of have to be multidimensional, right? Because many people thought coming into this season, oh, they're getting rid of Adam Thielen. Oh, here you go. You know, Coker about to be in the slot. Coker about to, be running like mesh concept, stuff like that. And it's like, nah, Coker about to be on the perimeter. You know what I'm saying? Like, because Coker is a perimeter demon. And so is T-Mac. But they're both interchangeable. And X just does like a couple of things like pretty good. And then some other things struggles, right? So you're limited in how you can move him around. That's my biggest reason for saying like it's probably time to move off, because he need to go somewhere where he can be a perimeter threat. And he's not going to be that in this offense all the time. I'll give you a great example real quick. I'll make this very fast.
Yeah.
That touchdown he caught in the Atlanta game. He was lined up on the outside. They playing press man. He released to the outside, going up the boundary, and Bryce just hit him in stride. Well, he did that same thing 2 other times. He did it once in the San Francisco game, but he released inside on the post. Didn't look for him. Did it again in the LA game. On this one, wide hammer open. And where did he go? He went to Jalen Coker, right? Wasn't even looking at him. That was his play to be made. Man, if he went somewhere like Buffalo, man, Josh will let that thing go, bro. You know what I'm saying? Now it's up to you. You going to catch it or not? So I just feel like he don't really, him and Bryce don't really have that trust no more, right? 2, he just don't fit in the offense because he can't move around, man. You run him on a slant, he get blew up and the ball come out. We've seen that a million times. Run a stick route, you know what I'm saying? Or a stick nod, as they call it, right? And like, he don't really come out of his cut fast enough and the ball just hit him in the hand. And everybody looking around like, damn, you know what I'm saying? Like, how you rectify this, So it's not coming from a place of like, how some people be like, oh, man, extra lotion and all that BS, No, I mess with this kid, man. I like him a lot, and I do want to see him succeed. And maybe they do keep him. My only thing is though is like whose snaps you gonna look how little the snaps. Look how many snaps were taken away at the end.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that last drive, he wasn't even out there, bro. Last drive in the playoff game. That's your first round pick. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's all. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I get it, and we can debate about this later because I have my thoughts too of why I think we should give him an opportunity. But for the sake of time, we're gonna continue with this. But we can have a debate, John, and I'll tell you why you can't.
You coming over to my side for that?
You can't. Yeah, I'll do it, bro. You just let me know. You can't give up on him just yet. And if you do, it's gonna be a trade. It's gonna be a trade to get an edge rusher. But that's just my piece on it. Jackson Njigba is who I have. Who you got?
Drake.
Yeah,
I go with Drake on this one. Yeah.
Cool. All right, a few more. Defensive Player of the Year. I think we could both say this is Myles Garrett.
Back it up. Yep.
All right, we could pack that one up. That's easy. Myles Garrett for sure. Comeback Player of the Year should be Derrick Brown.
Yep.
In my opinion. But who you got?
Why they don't like Derrick, bro?
Bro, they don't like the Panthers right now, bro. And I think it goes back to what you were talking about before of like, Matthew Berry kind of saying, cokeheads, we're trying to make this a big thing. Right now, the Panthers were a losing organization. And it's probably very tough when you got two strikes against you. One being a losing organization, two being a small market. Yeah. You know what I mean? And when you have people, you know what I'm saying, Loki had a better record than people like the Dallas Cowboys, but they're a big market. Everybody loves the Cowboys. Everybody knows the Cowboys. We have to earn the right to get the media attention. And when I'm thinking about like where Pro Bowl is, which is one of the things I wanted to talk about, but we ran out of time. But like all these things are becoming a popularity contest. It's not necessarily based off of how you perform throughout the season. And could you imagine, like, I try to take it back into like corporate America, right? If I was doing my job to the best of my ability and I have the results to prove that the return on investment for you hiring me and paying me whatever my salary is, and I am doubling that and I'm doing well and I have all the stats to prove it, but this person is a little bit more popular because they're on stage, you know what I'm saying, doing what they're doing, it is low-key disrespectful. And I think that's what's going on with a lot of Panther players. Now, granted, the reason, like, we got J.C. Horn, which is great. J.C. Horn is well-deserving to be a Pro Bowler. But when you got people like a Derrick Brown, who is arguably, to me, top 3 defensive tackles in the league, for sure.
Yeah.
But we have to earn the right, and the way that we earn it is winning. When we're winning, that's how we get those Pro Bowl players in there. If you think about 2015 and all these times where we had multiple players in the Pro Bowl, it's because we were winning. We were winning, and people had to, like, we forced people to recognize us. And unfortunately, because we're a small market, we have to get to that.
Can I be honest with you, man? I'm gonna say something that's probably gonna make a lot of people mad, so I'm gonna say it on your platform.
Talk to me.
I'm glad, man. Low made me say this, bro. Man, I'm sick of hearing about the 2015 season, bro. I'm tired of it. Yeah, I'm over it. Yeah, I'm over it. I'm over it.
What?
Yeah, I'm over it, man. Because I mean,
this is a 10-year anniversary, though, so you get it. You get why this year
we've been having the 10-year anniversary every year, bro. Like it seemed like every in
but
our
this was
space,
official 10-year.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, no doubt. But in our space, it's like every year because that's the only thing we seem to have the reference. And I'm like, y'all, we had more success than this. You know what I'm saying? Just that year, man.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
Bro, people don't realize back in like 03, 04, we made the NFC Championship like two years in a row.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? Like, made the Super Bowl one of those years and should have won that game. You know what I'm saying?
It's just the one that was closer to where we are now.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, it makes sense. You know what I'm saying? But I think I'm just ready to move on from it because to me, it almost feels like some of the alumni are even ready to move on from it. There's only a few people that you hear really talk about it like that. You know what I'm saying? Because, and I guess for them, they feel like because they didn't close the deal, but it was also because short of the Minnesota Vikings that went 15-1 and they went to, I think they made it to the divisional round. I don't think they made the Super Bowl. Or they may have gotten beaten in the NFC Championship by Atlanta. right? Short of them, like nobody's been 15-1, not named the Patriots, that made the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? In recent memory, the Green Bay Packers were a 15-1 team that got bounced in the divisional round by San Francisco, and Atlanta, excuse me, and so on and so forth. The point is, though, is that it's just I'm over it, man. Like I'm ready to. I'm for real, bro.
Yeah,
For real.
I think the only reason, bro, and the only reason I'm not particularly over it right now is because like sometimes like you know how like parents say you don't know what you got until it's gone.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's kind of how I felt in 2015. Like I was enjoying the vibe. Like Charlotte was popping that year. Everyone was outside. Everybody was having a great time. Like you could be downtown and run into a Panthers player. Like the vibes in Charlotte were amazing in 2015 and when we had that run. And you always think like, yo, we didn't make it, but we'll be back. It's fine. It's fine. Like it's all good. And we never got back. You know what I mean?
Never got
And
back.
sometimes like if I knew what I knew then, I would cherish every game and cherish those moments of where we were. And so I think right now the reason that I like hearing and reminiscing, even like to the Steve Smith times when we made it there. Like I remember that season, the play with the Rams, X Clown, all those different things. But you always think as a fan, you know what I mean? Sometimes we can be Delulu and we could think like we're gonna get back there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we'll be back next year. It's all good. Like it is what it is. And you just
Well, the
don't get
crazy
it.
thing, Lo, is that when you look at the roster, you could just tell from the roster 2015 that this was kind of like we putting all our eggs in the basket. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Like
For sure.
because it was an old roster. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So yeah.
Yeah, for sure. All right. So comeback player of the year. Who you got?
I'll probably go Dak on this one.
I think I got McCaffrey.
I figured you that.
Yeah, I think I'm McCaffrey.
Yeah.
I mean, he was close to another 1,000 yard, 1,000 receiving, 1,000 rushing. He would been doing a second time in a row, which is insane. I mean, he is the 49ers offense. Diggs, no. Hutchinson, no. Trevor Lawrence, nah. But what was Dak coming back from? Is my question.
Well,
he wasn't injured. He wasn't
was
injured last year, was he?
Yeah.
He was.
Yeah, you remember? Yeah, because man, they had Cooper Rush for I think the second.
I thought that was 2 years ago. Pardon me.
No, that was last year. Because remember,
I could see that winning then.
When they played us last year, it was Cooper Rush and Rico. And Rico had
You're right.
100
You're
yards.
right.
Yeah,
You're right.
Mhm.
Dak had a really good season. I'm
He
still
did.
going McCaffrey. But Dak had a good season.
I feel you.
Yeah.
The defense let him down a bit.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Coach of the year. This will be closer than what we think.
Man, it's gonna be hard for me, bro.
This is tough.
Because I'm gonna be biased. So
I mean, we know that's your boy. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and
that's
that's
my
crazy. That's so crazy that y'all like went to school together. But I just like look, whenever you get the time to interview him, I hope you ask him why didn't you come to
you probably ain't gonna want to hear his answer. But you know, it's 2 interviews that I'm trying to nail, man, and he one of them.
Yeah.
But this will be a little bit different, atmosphere. It'll be more sit down, kind of situation.
Yeah.
And him and somebody else. But outside my bias aside, I know he in the Super Bowl, so obviously Mike Vrabel is who most people would pick. But man, Kyle Shanahan, bro, like
to have nothing,
bro.
To lose
do you know
all
what
your
that
players?
What would that have? The framework is like. What would that have looked like for us? You know what I'm saying? Like a few years ago, it would have been 2-3 wins. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. So to do what Shanahan is the real deal, man. And he might end up being. I feel like Shanahan might end up being Don Shula, where he is just a regular season merchant, even win some playoff games, but only have like maybe 1 or 2 Super Bowls, if that. You know what I'm saying? Because he's just different as a head coach. But I mean, it's more than likely going to go to Mike Vrabel. But man, Kyle Shanahan did a masterful job this year.
Yeah, Kyle Shanahan did. Ben Johnson, who we were talking about earlier, and like he did a phenomenal job. I got to give it to Vrabel too, because I think nobody expected the Patriots to do what they did this year. I mean, they were 4-12 last year, and Vrabel gets there. He gets fired from the Patriots from the Titans, excuse me, takes a year off, comes to the Patriots and just wrecks the league.
Yeah.
With a second year quarterback. I think that's just dope. And just to hear what Milton Williams said there about like he thought he was a Carolina Panther is just
Bro, that made
salt
me
to the wound.
sick. That
Salt
made
to the
me sick.
wound.
But you know what that showed me, man? That just showed me that, with him, like, don't get so hung up. When people I heard somebody say that at 19 we had a horrible spot. I'm like, man, you out your mind.
No.
Milton Williams was a 3rd round pick. You know what I'm saying? Like, stop.
19 is a beautiful spot.
It's a beautiful spot. Any spot in the draft, a beautiful spot when you know what you're looking for.
Absolutely.
But go ahead.
Yeah. No, assistant coach of the year. This is a tough one too for me because I have 2 that I will look at. The 2 I'm looking at is Brian Flores and Clint Kubiak.
Oh,
and
man,
I think I'm leaning towards Clint Kubiak. Even though look, that Broncos defense with Vance Joseph was crazy too. Don't get me wrong.
I'm gonna go ahead and pack this one up for me, man. That's J Mac all day.
Word?
Man, what? You just said it. 4-12.
True.
Man.
True.
Drake made through 30 tuds. Like, yeah. Give me J Mac, man.
I think I'm gonna lean towards Clint Kubiak, bro, because what he did with Sam Darnold and how he's utilized JSN this year to really create him into a weapon.
Yeah, very creative offense. I think what he did was he harnessed Sam's arm better than
anybody has.
Yeah, better than my man in Minnesota.
Kevin O'Connell.
Kevin O'Connell, yeah. Because with Kevin O'Connell, it was air raid. It was, it was a lot. It was very Justin Jefferson, focused.
Yeah.
I'll just ask you this, man. I don't want to drag it out too long, man. Even though I like the vibe, bro. I'll talk for some. Man, is there a feeling that you have that like Sam could have been this with us?
No.
With patience?
No.
At all.
It depends on who's coaching. Coaching matters, bro. Coaching matters. And the coaching that we had at that time just didn't see what other coaches did. And that turn happened with the places that he went after that. And if I'm not mistaken, did Sam Darnold go to San Francisco at one point? It started there.
For a year. Yeah.
Kyle Shanahan.
That's right.
Who gets the best out of whatever quarterback he has playing. So it starts with Kyle Shanahan. Think about it. He had 3 years. Sam Darnold had 3 years to really develop to who he is now. And he has Kyle Shanahan to thank, Kevin O'Connell to thank, and now Clint Kubiak / Mike McDonald to thank. You had 3 solid coaches to bring the best out of who you really are. At the time that he was with us, absolutely not. That those coaches couldn't do it. Now, granted, if we had Sam Darnold with let's just use Dave Canales since he's there, it could be different. It could be different. But I think that one thing I love about Dave Canales and how he coaches is like he creates his scheme based off of that particular quarterback.
Yes.
So our scheme would be different than what we're seeing right now. It wouldn't be a lot of RPOs. It wouldn't be a lot of spread. It would be different to what he feels as though Sam Darnold is. But
the interesting thing, it's funny you say that because that is, and look, here we go. I'm about to say it again. Here go the XL point again. When you have interchangeable parts, right? We didn't really start seeing the RPO until it's like he hid it for the entire season and then decided to pull it out at the last game. And I thought it was masterful. I ain't gonna lie. It was masterful.
Yeah.
That little T-Mac slant, from the slot. Beautiful, man. Now, a lot of times you won't do the RPO because with a guy like Bryce, because you don't really fear that he's going to actually, do the run part of the pass option. You know what I'm saying? Run pass option because, he'll get blew up if he pull that ball back into his stomach and take off running. Different than him scrambling around and getting yards. But the RPO don't always have to be that. And for someone that has such a quick trigger as Bryce Young, I'm surprised you haven't used it sooner.
Facts.
That's why, to me, a guy like Horn inside the slot. Now, Horn's got a lot of development to do, or someone like in the draft, like a Zachariah Branch.
Yeah, or Omar Cooper Jr.
Yeah, or Cyrus Allen. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yes,
these guys would eat out of the slot in that kind of offense where it is RPO centric, especially when you bring back, hopefully you get Brooks back, at what some kind of level, working them back in or whatever. And it don't necessarily have to be Brooks. It would work with Rico. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you just got a strong running game, it can work, period. But to my Darnold point, man, I feel like if you this is where I would argue that he would be this. Maybe not. He might not be the Minnesota version, but he would be the Seattle version. Why? Go look at those first 3 games, the Jets, the Saints, the Texans, right? 300, 300, 300. I mean, he was like, broke some kind of crazy record. I can't remember, some Kurt Warner record or something like that, right?
Yeah.
Especially the one against the Jets, man. He was torching the Jets, bro. And then he ended up getting hurt. Then C-Mac got hurt. The offensive line, bro, Pat, what was his name? Pat Fraulein or whatever. I can't remember the cat's name that we got from the Jets or whatever, or Minnesota, one of them. The offensive line was not as great as it is.
Oh, F-line, Pat F-line.
Pat F-line.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Michael Jordan. Man, I'm going to tell you, bro, in that Minnesota game, dog, there was a play in the Minnesota game. It was like 4th down. Robbie, who, used to yell at Sam Darnold all the time, had just dropped one on 3rd down. Just dropped a little out on 3rd down. Man, they backed up in the end zone. It's like all or nothing at this point. I'm going to tell you, personally, and I heard somebody else say this on X too, and I've said this on my channel for a couple of years, so you can go back and look at the archives. I've probably only seen one other throw in Carolina Panther history that was better than that throw that Sam Darnold made, and it was Cam's throw to Greg Olsen in Seattle. I'm talking about on a rope. Michael Jordan turned it into a turnstile, but for one play, he was able to chip block just enough to give Sam some time. And, bro, he threw one on a rope to Ian Thomas and put it right on the shoulder. I was like, oh, my God. And I seen him do that probably 15, 20 times last year and a few times this year. And I was like, this kid got it, man.
No,
he's
all he needed was time and the right coaching, bro. And what we're seeing now, like you said, one time with the Panthers, a few times with Minnesota, and a few times, like, the coaching matters. Kevin O'Connell is a quarterback whisperer, bro.
He is, yeah.
He's a quarterback. He gets the best out of whatever quarterback he has. And now you're getting the benefit. Like, Seattle is reaping the benefits of what Kevin O'Connell did and what Kyle Shanahan. You sat behind a Kyle Shanahan system for a year.
Yeah.
Like, come on. Like, you were the quarterback in practice to practice against the number 1 defense at that time. You know what I mean? Like, you got better doing that. So I don't know if we'll have the same Sam. Like, the Sam here, yes, he had those 3 phenomenal games, but after that, he was poo-poo, bro. He was poo-poo. And I can't say it's just him. I think it's always, like, it's the personnel, it's the coaching, it's the environment, all those different things. But he just was not who he is now. And I don't know.
Yeah.
It depends on who is coaching, who's in a front office, and who's in a coaching staff. That's what I have to find out in terms of to answer that question.
Yeah, it really. I think even more than the coaching, Low, and you can move on from here.
Yeah,
I think it, like you said, who's picking the players? You're not getting 3 picks sent away for a corner in Jacksonville that flames out or stuff like that. So yeah.
No, I love it, man. So the NFL honors have just started. So make sure y'all go tune in. Make sure y'all go support T-Mac, man. We're rooting for T-Mac to win this. I might have to text Dill to see if he probably there. So I'm gonna text him and make sure we locked in there. But it's gonna be dope, man. I'm excited to see who's gonna win. We'll see if John got him right. If I got him right, we agreed on a good amount of them. So it's gonna be interesting. So quick news, real quick. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. Look, we're on the road to 500. I'm trying to get. Look, this year, I'm not even gonna say 500. This 2026, John, we need 1,000. I need 1,000 subscribers by the end of 2026, man. I need
man. We got a comprehensive plan in place, bro. You can get there.
Yeah. So need it. Other than that, one thing I want to say is I will not be potting on Thursday. This next week, I actually will be in Puerto Rico for a work event. I have to run an event in Puerto Rico, so I will not be potting on Thursday. However, I'll be back the following week. Make sure you tune in there. Also, just a reminder for everybody who is watching, Free Agency Frenzy. I will be going live during free agency to talk about all free agency acquisitions, not just the Panthers. I'm talking about all NFL. I love this time. I love seeing different. This is one of my favorite times of the year. So,
same.
John, if you want to come on, bro, come through, dog. I'll send you the information, but I'm pushing to do that. But other than that, man, it's been real. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all always pulling up. John, my brother, I appreciate you so much for doing this, dog. You already know. Once you locked in, ain't no switching up. So you my dog, bro, and I appreciate you, man.
Already.
All right, y'all. I'll see y'all not next week, but I'll see y'all in 2 weeks, man. I love y'all. Peace.